pick.
VGJ.T have no choice but to back up. Bottom lane.
Oh, the courier.
That's a dead courier, baby. Fade picks it up.
20 seconds left there. Very nice place. And you don't have to be too often on the Naga side. Will he pay for it, though?
That is the question. Yang comes in with the heal. Going to continue to trade right clicks onto Zai. There's the Spirit. Pycat with one more Lucent Beam, but doesn't get the auto attack. Instead, they turn onto Yang. He'll have a Purification in a couple of seconds. 8 stick charges. It seems Fade will get away with this. But now Yang, he gets low. There's the heal. Fade goes back in with an Ensnare. A lot of damage exchanged, but Optic still
smoke opportunities for 3-3. Try and like get in, cut through that mid lane and try and like find those roars early on, but
very quiet laning phase so far though, Trent. 4 minutes, no first blood. Both teams playing very controlled. Haven't really seen too many rotations. Top Slark connects with a pounce. Again, no real follow-up, no threat of a kill.
Like, look how far in he is in this. There's no way to punish this at all.
Yeah.
That's not really a good sign, I would say.
Now up top, those axes actually doing a lot of damage. Freeze only level 3, trying to put the hurt onto 3-3, but the heal from PPD will allow him to survive through it. Again, a lot of damage back and forth. No mana in this top lane for Optic. 3-3 will pop a mango there to get off those axes, but running low on resources. Now PPD with some stick charges does have enough for that Shadow Ward, but the dual breath does connect. This could be your first blood, and it's drawn by DDC on the Jakiro. VGJ
without the additional stun. But they are going to look... Yeah, they're going for
Snare. It. Jakiro has level 2 dual breath. No ice path. Let's see if they've got the damage. And Snare expires. The right clicks continue. And oh yeah, they've got more than enough. CC&C will take a tumble. And that makes it 2-0.
You'll have time to rotate. And so they can still play aggressive in these side lanes without conceding too much to CC mid.
Another 2-hero dual breath up top. Looks like they're going to go for 33. The Liquid Fire connects and Freeze connects with a pounce. Right clicks are there, and nothing the Beastmaster can do. 3-0. And down bottom now, Pycat finally gets up on the scoreboard. Will finish off the Naga Siren with a Lucent Beam there.
Flips pop as well, so we spoke too soon. They found their kill.
And as well, PPD now left behind. He's picked up the Morbid Max now to go with his brown boots. Looks like Zai could be the one rotated on. This is a smoke. And Fade goes charging on in, wants to hang on to that Ensnare a little bit, tosses it out, and it's a dead ET. Easy kill on the bottom, and now they'll start. And he needs some help to recover.
Trying to get that space up here, but they're looking for the roar kill.
Rotation coming around the other side, though, from VGJ.Thunder. Zai's the one initiated on by the Jakiro, and now Lycan with a repel. Yeah, he's going to run in onto Pycat. Having trouble locking onto the target, but there's the Ensnare from that Dark Troll Summoner, and Pycat running low on options will get finished off. On the backside, Zai goes down, and now they find 33 in the tree line. They'll chase him down, and no options for the Beastmaster. A 3-0 clean.
Meanwhile, DDC, like, he's keeping up with the Naga that's been given, like, a mid lane and a bottom lane for a while now, just because he's 2-0 and 4.
And look at this space. I mean, they're probably going to kill him here as he makes it into the trees, but he pulled 4 heroes to the top lane. 2 of them commit for the kill. But, you know, the enemy jungle is just being farmed out by VGJ.Thunder. Will take that as a sign to start taking objectives. Yeah. I mean, even an early Roche is an option if you know the Chaotic Offering isn't available.
Up top, they get the initiation onto the Omni.
Yang in a lot of trouble. Nice use of the Primal Roar there. Sylar, is he going to be able to live through this? Pycat, rooted, has to stand his ground, and Sylar just finishes him off. Now, Fade with the Song of the Siren, doesn't even need it, just drops the Ensnare onto 33. The Breathe Fire just tickles, and Sylar, too fast for CC&C to lock down. Now this Dragon Knight without an Elder Dragon form is going to get left behind. Zai comes in, drops the Spirit as well as the Stomp. Lycan reasonably low. The Breathe Fire connects, but I don't know that they have the resources here. That done right by the Roche pit here. They've also got that Alpha Wolf. A lot of extra damage on the team. They bump right into Zai, and Elder Titan probably going to meet a certain end. There you go.
So immediately inside, and so many teams unable to find really these good Roche heroes. In this game, we actually are pretty good. In fact, we the Beastmaster, the Luna, even like Dragon Knight's nice and maybe hang it up a little bit, but the Lycan is...
Optic, though, they were moving in towards the pit. They don't get there in time, and now CC&C gets left behind. He's locked down. It's a big Chaotic Offering. Connects on all 5, but there's no follow-up. The GA comes, and all 5 of VGJ.Thunder will get topped off. Ice Path connects on PPD. This Warlock running out of options. Does have some stick charges, but it's not close to enough. It's a quick 2-0, still with the Aegis in tow. VGJ.Thunder wants some objective.
DDC looking like a disruptor or something there with a and one. You get after a fight, it's the max range ice path to pick up one.
Good for VGJ right now. 11K net worth is their favor. Looks like we could see an engagement. PPD walks up the high ground. He starts things off. It's another beautiful ice path macro pyre combo. The Warlock dies quick and the Elder Titan soon to follow. It's another twofer as Optic are in full retreat. Lycan with the ult. Who's he going to find here? It's a Primal Roar to lock him down, but those Necronomicon units are still pretty darn fast. He's still in the shapeshift. TP out from CC&C gets canceled, and this will be another death on the DK. Nothing 33 can do, but watch his comrade fall in his terrible part. You know, a couple up to maybe a third, half of the Primal Roars have been used defensively, but now Song of the Siren, they're going to set up on
PPD's on the high ground.
Maybe he can get a chaotic offering to break this up, but he bails. Pycat goes down first, Zai right after, and the rest of Optic split their way.
Pushing a tower, and then someone like shows. They show what their plan is to defend, and that's when you smack them with the spear. You smack them with the Warlock ulti.
33 initiated on by Freeze. TP home. It's going to be close, and he won't make it. Another one up on the scoreboard for the Dire.
It's a choke out Dota here.
VGJ looking for the initiation. They know how important this Warlock is. They'll catch him. Ice Path Macro Pyre on 2. This is a pretty okay ultimate from PPD before he dies, but again, there's just no follow-up. And Pycat's still going to die. I don't know what more PPD...
That would be really good. Like the double-decker 2-2 over there on that right-hand side.
You know?
Yes,
never before in the history of Dota.
All right, they're going for it. Optic making the look it happen.
But Song of the Siren completely breaks this up. It's a 5-hero song. This is the dream setup. Jakiro on 3 with the macro pyre. It's a bloody disaster for Optic. 2 go down right away. No chaotic offering for you. The GA to boot. 3-24. VGJ.Thunder are absolutely dominating. GG is called. And that will be it.
That.
Wow. That was a tough game. That was...
Any BKB carrier here that gets super early BKB is going to be pretty good.
Chen 9.
Already some rotations. It's Rubik come in to try to put a little bit of hurt onto Yang, make some space for Pycat so he at least gets a couple of waves of farm.
Of course, try and do what you can.
But that means down bottom, 33 is going to be left alone. Fade sets up the arrow for Sylar. Probably won't be a first blood, but not a bad way to start off this lane, forcing him to chew through one of those tangos already.
Really feels like so far in the drafts that VGJ.Thunder have kind of identified the problem, and they're trying to push him in certain directions. Being on a Night Stalker now in like a solo safe lane it's just not that threatening. There's not a whole lot of plays. Like, yes, maybe he gets out of control and there's a chance that he takes over in that first nighttime, and that maybe is something that can help them. But realistically, when you compare that to his other heroes like that Visage or like the Lycan pick that he gets, even, you know, like a Beastmaster I feel like has more of a chance. That's what happened last time.
Especially the recent nerfs to the Night Stalker. The really successful Night Stalker we saw yesterday just built very tanky. It's all about the Crimson Guard, the Pipe, Solar Crest, items that just allow you to survive, play that frontliner so you can charge into the back line and feel relatively safe doing it.
Yeah, like the aura builder for the team. The Underlord, the
We didn't even
Hunter.
see the Aghanim in that game. You know, that build seems like it may be a relic of the past now with some of these re-changes, but mid lane turning into a dual lane as Fade rotates through to put some pressure now onto PPD. In terms of last hits, Brood with 3, and the Morphling is 9 and 5, so this mid lane is going in favor of Optic to start.
Wings off with the low-level Brood Mother. Not a lot of help from the Chen in the mid lane either, which is one thing I thought we might need some assistance for, but he's busy up top instead, kind of dueling it out there with DDC. You know what I call DDC? I always remember he's the most Witch Doctor to games because he's the doc. You see, when you take out the vowels there. Guy, he's a legend. He is the Witch Doctor player.
Yeah.
So when the Chen gets picked up, there's no question that hero's coming out for DD.
Yeah, Gods is absolutely right. It's a hero that's found some nerfs, but maybe enough to still find a first blood here. It's Freeze that draws it against Zai's Chen. First blood, again, the way of VG. Start.
Yeah,
much better for Optic compared to last game.
Yeah.
I still agree they have some issues once we get into that mid to late game, but at least it's not falling apart out of the gate. They're trading pretty evenly, and Morphling, he's just about #1 on net worth.
Right, and one of the hallmarks of a good Brood game is that you get a bunch of kills, like, right away. You know what I mean? You start just, like, spamming someone down, you bully them out of the lane, they have to, like, jungle instantly, and you're kind of just like, oh my god, this game's over, they got brooded. But
whoa!
that has not yet happened.
Rising Cask.
Yeah, Highligh was being dove a little bit down bottom, so he's kind of pressured by the Void there, as it is now nighttime. So use it defensively, and they're going to use it to turn mid.
And they go back in, get the kill on PPD. The Coconut bounce to Highcat.
Versus the DP with such a heavy level favorite to CCNC is working out, because he's very well farmed. You know?
CCNC and Pycat are both pretty well farmed. Yeah. I mean, this is really not looking too bad. Chen, on the other hand, he's going to get caught. Clipped by a stun. Sylar will set it up, damage on it, boot. Kill up for VGJ.Thunder, but the net worth lead still resides with Optic. Now TP from 33. Sand King goes in with a stun, but gets silenced immediately. Brought down as the Moonlight Shadow is deployed. VGJ.Thunder on the retreat. There is a Sentry Ward down on the other side of the river. To be looking to find Sylar, but Sentry will be out of range. Reward. Fall a little bit short of this Observer here. A lot of pings out. Privy. Meanwhile, back mid, Pycat initiated on. They're going to find a kill on the Brood. Very nice for Optic.
Use the hero who's got so much of his net worth on your team and try and play to her advantages.
Well, now the rotation coming from VGJ.Thunder. They lost that tower already, but they initiate on the Chen. They actually have the damage to get this kill. It goes the other way as Fade just gets popped. CCNC finding credit for that one. Now Yang looking for the cleanup, and there you go. He'll find it with 5.
Yeah, they gave DDC the tome for 6.
Pretty big on the Witch Doctor, that Death Ward, of course, allowing you to secure some kills. PPD walks right into the Moonlight Shadow. Unfortunate for the Rubik. Nice Cask and nice Death Ward. Does get interrupted, but gets 33 pretty low, and might set up for his team to find another kill. Omni Knight doesn't have the heal cooldown, so they do go 1 for 1, but now the stun on the Chen. Omni, he's there with the heal. Bottom did not connect on the arrow, but I think they've still got the right clicks, and indeed they do. CCNC now joining the party. Does not have an Exorcism, though. Needs to be a little bit careful, though. Spirit Siphon onto Sylar. They're trying to commit hard for this, but 33 comes back in. They kill Sylar, and now it's CCNC on the run. Freeze goes in hard. GA at the last second. He survives, and now Fade with a stun onto 33. He flies over, gets the vision, and has the magic damage to finish off the Omni Knight. It's a pretty chaotic exchange. But in the end, feels close to a break-even, maybe
won't be able to just solo kill him. So
I mean, Orchid is a lot about timing, and with the Lincoln so close, I definitely agree. Feels risky. Stun, though, on the 33, and the Maledict is there. They might have the damage for this Epicenter on top, and with that, dead.
Yeah, but I mean, you look back at like Mask of Madness BKB, like when Matsu was playing it so much, and the way you can just get the Deso and take over Roche and everything. But with the Diffusal, yep, that works too.
Diffusal makes that a pretty
so long considering the ward coverage they had.
But and now the rotation from the other side, Optic, they're going to try to backstab this. They go in onto the Broodmother first. CCNC uses the Exorcism, and Brood gets popped straight away, but Sylar connects with a decent arrow. This Death Ward doing some damage. They do get PPD, but VGJ.Thunder have already lost 2. Looks like a great fight for Optic. Witch Doctor getting chased down behind the Roche pit, and even Sylar now getting very low. Does not have any more leaps for 20 seconds. He's dusted up. Pycat with that Burrow Strike to the high ground. It's a 1 for 4. And a big time. He's going to move into the BKB, so might not be able to do that so easily again in the next skirmish, but for now, it does slow down that momentum and get your Morphling a little bit stronger. Now Omni Knight in some trouble as he gets silenced, slowed down, and brought down. Very nice. CCNC getting...
They're down and dirty, maybe get a Purification on top of himself with a couple of heroes. Try and pump some damage. They're still holding this mid lane, though. Peter might pay for it, though. Is anyone else going to come to save it? CCNC.
Well, he's on the way. It's a very bold TP. He does get off the silence. He's got the Yules, but DDC, he's invisible now. Has a pretty good Death Ward. CCNC survives through it, knows his limits as 33 rotates in. PPD did buy back for this, and is doing a fair bit of damage, but CCNC gets committed on under the tower. Yang finds that one. Now Zai clipped by a Coconut, bouncing around with the Ancients. Oh my, that's so unfortunate. The Witch Doctor coming in vogue, and the Epicenter actually falls short. It's another death for Fade. Does absolutely no damage. And 1 for 3 here. Remember, that Rubik did buy back. So this fight much more in favor of VGJ.Thunder than it might seem. The tower does also go down, no deny. PPD caught by a Yule, Burrow Strike across. It's pretty nice, but not enough. Lincoln from Pycat, that stops one of the stuns, but not going to stop the second. 33 on the backside, though, jumps in and will finish off DDC. This Night Stalker has just been so...
Can't do anything when you're Yules. Like, that's why I like the Lotus so much better, you know? Like, yeah, you get silenced, you toss yourself up, but then you just get silenced on the way back down.
Pycat in trouble here. They break the Lincolns. They get off a Maledict. The arrow's off the mark, but they've got a Death Ward. Now it's a stun from Pycat across, and he's got reinforcements. This looks like a great fight for Optic. The Sand King gets left behind. TDC splits, and Sylar heads the other way. They will find 2, and this pot him in kind of a tier 3.
Gonna break this net worth. Like, are we gonna get some gap here? It's just been so tight.
I mean, it looks like it. This is a tier 3 tower down. The Dire have not really reacted, but epicenter initiation. Sand King jumps in. The GA is still ready, but it looks bad for the Dire. They've lost 2 supports already. Their barracks are taking damage from the exorcism. Sylar's in the back doing what he can. He hits an arrow on 33, but this Mirana is just not doing any damage.
Yeah.
It's a bottom lane of barracks, but Rune is not here. She's in the mid lane, and she is getting a mid tower at least. Are they going to get some cleanups here? They've used 2 buybacks. 33 caught by the Yules. Size will TP.
Oh, he can't quite finish off Yang. He's going to get away.
Oh my, 33.
The more Sand King. But yeah, back to 3-3. Also trying to survive.
33 is going to get off here. He's going to play a little ring around the rosy, but I think these 3 heroes will be able to finish him. 4 heroes indeed. Checking in on the mid lane, that tier 3.
In for a fight though, honestly, even without the age, is a big deal. Saw last game, VGJ.Thunder, they never went high ground.
Remember, no buyback on Sand King or Witch Doctor, both locked on cooldown, so this will be a 4v5 for the next 50 seconds. A small net worth advantage for Optic. Arrow misses as Sylar gets the repel, trying to do what damage he can, but this tier 3 is falling
And that
fast.
vision on the high ground, I mean, that remaining ward from the previous engagement allowed them to see that kill, instantly get it, not be warded from VGJ.Thunder. Pretty big mistake.
Yang, though, he goes in onto the Death Prophet. There's that nullifier shown off, and they find the kill. DP down, Pycat forced away from him defensively. They do defend the barracks mid. They have to pay another tanky, of course, but not
Still
the Eon
thinking about
move.
Nullifier.
Yeah.
I mean, the Lincolns are so good this game, honestly.
Yep.
Again, just kind of stopping them.
Arrow.
There's your arrow.
Whoa, it hits Morphling this time. Do they have the follow-up to actually capitalize on this? They break his Lincolns, and they brought him down. The BKB from CCNC uses the Exorcism, but is it going to be enough? They've killed the Witch Doctor, buyback from Pycat, and maybe VGJ.Thunder in a little bit too deep here. They've lost Fade, and all of a sudden it's a 3v5. Sylar getting low. He'll get finished off. Freeze can't keep him alive. 3 down. Looks like Optic's Roche. And soon to be 4 is Freeze is isolated by the Yules. It looked really in his footing. I keep thinking about what God said at the end of this draft of, you know, Witch Doctor looks good on paper, but he just feels like a shadow of his former self now compared to how strong he used to be. That's really how a lot of these fights have felt. Up top, Brood will get initiated on though. We'll hold that thought. No follow-up there, and he makes
90% of supports look better when you're ahead. And you're just playing aggressively, and you like when you're behind playing these heroes, if he was a Jakiro, it wouldn't feel that much better either. You know what I mean?
That's very
like,
true.
You just kind of feel like crap because you can't hide behind your cores and throw spells.
Well, that's the second lane of barracks down. The tier 3 up top is also fallen. This could be Megas pretty soon. VGJ need to make a hold here. Now, there is no Exorcism. Down for another 50. So not super easy for Optic to just run up to the high ground and finish this. That cask is getting some serious value.
Can't quite find his face.
Stolen Repel, they destroy Yang. He does have a buyback, forced to use it. This could actually be the end of VGJ.Thunder in game 2. They've now lost the Sand King, no buyback available there. Death Ward doing next to nothing as Yang pops his BKB, goes in onto CCNC with the nullifier, finds the kill there. It's a hold for VGJ.Thunder, but not a very convincing one. They will bring down Zai, and maybe I spoke too soon. If they can kill Pycat here, they'll have to kill him twice, so not an easy thing to do.
That's a dangerous buyback.
Yeah.
But they can't chase him. They're just going to take the easy one.
CCNC and Zai. PPD going to get left behind. One more arrow will chase him down. Sylar gets credit for that one, but creeps. Okay, that's fair. That's a totally good point. So.
They still have 2 minutes to work with. They're going to the background smoke with the Moonlight.
But it does get scouted out. Now the real fight breaks out as Fade jumps in. The epicenter gets interrupted, and the Sand King is just a non-factor. TDC gets dropped immediately too. He buys back. The cheese has been used. Yang still pretty healthy with the BKB on. He focuses on PPD, but VGJ.Thunder just don't have the resources here. 3-3 goes in too deep. He ends up dying. Now both buybacks used by Optic. They want to end this game now. Yang locked down, brought down. No buyback available on the Broodmother. Potem will get killed. She buys back. It's looking very good for Optic here. They're trying to get the Megas, and the GG is called. VGJ.Thunder concede game 2, and we're going to an ace match decider.
Outplayed.
Optic
so good in that game, gotta say. I mean, that kind of speaks to maybe this idea of just like where the balance might have been with some of the
pick.
So I'm just trying to get away from Fog's PL because I don't see anything.
Just completely unmatched. And then you go into game 2 and he's struggling to hit arrows and even struggling to farm. You know, he's had some space in that early lane.
Yeah.
I think VGJ.Thunder really shine when they draft and play around Sylar, making sure he gets that space and gets that good start that he needs. They will find that matchup down in the bottom lane, but up top, so yeah.
Famous banking down here. Kind of
musical lanes.
Yeah, we were looking for this pressure on the Spectre you kind of expect, right? In terms of like Gareth Mage, who you want to be focusing on. And maybe that actually is where he's heading because Fade's out. He's like, yeah, this matchup is totally fine.
So we've got dual lanes now, at least for the moment, in the top. PD on the Bane trying to support this Spectre up against the Night Stalker Warlock.
I'm a little worried for the Spectre this game only because it doesn't look like a lot of the Spectre drafts we've seen lately in terms of that really secure lane, right? Almost all of these Spectres have had the Warlock. Non-stop heals, all this spam, and just kind of keeps him up and going. Bane, somewhat defensive, somewhat good in the lane in terms of like his own trading back forward with the Brain Sap, but he can't really help with the Spectre if he gets a little bit low. So they just have to be a little bit cautious, but yeah, so far everything looks great.
Yeah, no doubt. And the off lane, also a dual lane here. Zai has rotated back in, and Fade will be supporting Sylar, who's, well, handling this just fine, as we talked about, able to just deal with that Ion Shell. Skywrath putting on a lot of pressure. Nice stun from Zai, but maybe a turn the other way. Has to use that surge. Zai will live.
I really like the way they just turn aggressively this here from VGJ.Thunder. Just don't give anything, you know? Of course, the Thirst Vision, a little bit of a problem there. Has the stick, but still in trouble. He's chasing.
That's a first blood. Easy peasy for Fade. Will end up going down, as he suicides into the tower, but still, first blood is drawn, they put the pressure on, and they are securing this lane for Sylar, absolutely.
Also gives them the TP top. They can bait this in a little bit here. They might be able to grab Pycat.
Gonna be close. Pycat getting very low. PPD trying to get in the front, uses the Nightmare. A few more right clicks and they'll have this, but that's gonna be it. Pycat, nowhere to go. Bloodseeker, one hell of a hero.
It's just on the other side of the map. Doesn't gonna do anything. Great.
The global presence.
Gotta love it.
Now bottom lane though, Bloodseeker now initiated on, taking some deep damage. Will have to make it back to his tower. Zai still only level 1, so after the Burrow Strike, he doesn't have much of the old Crab Claw.
But thank you for shoving the lane into my tower with the Ion Shell, and I'll just heal back up. But I love the way that Zai's playing this correct though, right? He has the pressure instantly. Can't allow him to get back to full HP just off this wave.
Yep. And 3-3 actually gonna surge in. Not diving into the tier 2, but gives him another love tap.
Zai again with that Mango. He knows Sylar wants that HP back.
There's only one way to play this lane with the Bloodseeker, and it is reliant on getting those last hits.
They'll bring down these people. Help out Sure, kind of get him over the hump there with the
As if Sylar didn't have enough regen already.
Yeah, I know.
It's a smart rotation. So mid lane, this is one we haven't talked about too much. The DK on the Death Prophet. DK favored matchup, at least in some of these early levels. The Breathe Fire, so irritating, as well as that Dragon Blood. Not surprised to see CC doing quite well, topping the charts, but it's also not that bad for free.
Yeah, I think Fog was actually specifically mentioning this matchup where CC was up against no one. He did very well as the DK. He actually kind of took the game. He took that lane over a no-one Death Prop, so very impressive stuff.
Zai, that's a Bloodright kill, and this is starting to look very reminiscent of these other Bloodseeker games we saw yesterday. Trent back in the top lane now. PPD in a little bit too deep. Faye going to be able to finish him off. A little more magic damage. Pycat, he'll be all right, but 4-1. VGJ.Thunder now 1K net worth in the lead. Okay.
Look at that regen rune. Oh, nice.
And Fade up
he's
top.
dead.
Brought down by PP. Pycat is having a pretty good lane, but it's even with the Bloodseeker, so certainly not finding a big advantage there. Zai in the bottom lane does connect with a stun on Warlock, but in comes Sylar. He's got the silence. Who's actually going to be the one to fall? DDC regenerating pretty quickly. It's Zai that can't take the damage. Shadow Ward super effective against this Ion Shell. Darkseer does get the kill, but it's a 2-for-1.
Rupture though, just quite see the moment there. Didn't have the blood right back yet, so That means PVD will be healed back up by the time one go aggressive again.
Oh, initiation on the Bloodseeker, but again, the heal is there, and this time he turns Rupture, Blood Right. They will move on to the other side of it, and Sylar has to back up, gets relatively low, but now Fade rotates in. Zai will not be able to TP. It goes off, but he dies in the well. Is now 33, trying to move around the trees. Does not have mana for the TP, but now has Soul Ring and Magic Stick. It's going to be a little bit tight. Sylar does need to be careful.
Why don't we trade out here? Someone else take care of this.
That was...
and now mid lane, though, they want to Rupture back in 5 seconds. Excellent timing here, really using the momentum here. The second Rupture's up. Let's go kill some.
Yeah. Also, with the Exorcism available, this is a great rotation. 3 heroes have to back up as the Blood Right comes. CCNC getting very low. Good stun across from Zai. Helps break things up, but it's not enough to save the Dragon Knight. 9-3. VGJ.Thunder grab yet another.
They're just walking in circles. Because they're all silent. They just could not do a thing while CCNC's Rupture.
Yeah, that's very true. We'll see initiation now on to Sylar. Gets stunned by Zai. And I think this is a dead Bloodseeker. The wand helps a little bit, but they are committed for this. Sleep onto the Warlock, only level 5, so no Chaotic Offering. Zai with another stun. Yang is rotated down, but I don't know if we'll be able to find the counter kill on Zai. In fact, he's going to die himself. They had another TP on the way, but it gets canceled. 33 with a trip. Kind of curious what build Sylar. Bloodseeker.
Yeah, we'll talk about for the Blade Mail again.
How versatile this hero can be. But Rupture down bottom onto 33, and this time they will commit the golem. Well, that's an interrupt, the one interrupt that they have. Yang, yeah, they get gone on, so they will go 1-for-1. Night Stalker for 33. Beat the trade. It seems like a silly thing to have said. So I will redact it, Trent. Thank you. Warlock, though, that level 6, big stuff. Much needed for DDC. Oh, Epicenter, that's a super easy. Overstepping his run to VGJ.Thunder with this smoke rotation. We have to make something happen because we know our top has potential to be pressured. Positioning of Optic. They find Pycat, the silence, and, well, Blade Mail pretty good against Skywrath. It's also the farming item for Spectre, right? That's what allows her to just kind of mindlessly go from camp to camp, take them out very easily. PPD?
Calling Spectre players minded.
Initiated on? No,
So
I'm calling
rude.
Radiant Spires minded. But Zai actually initiated on here. The silences are starting to come out. Skywrath very low. Spirit Siphon slowing him down. PPD gets killed on the backside. It's an awkward fight as Optic are all split about, but 33 diving into the tower, just trying to hold the enemies away from the rest of his team. He'll be successful, but it ends up being a 2-for-0, obviously in favor of VGJ.Thunder.
Now, Optic thought they had that area secured. Now, some kills around that tower, they can kind of push down this tier 1, but they find nothing.
Set up on the Night Stalker, TP in from Zai. They're actually going to go in onto the Skywrath, it looks like. Fiend's Grip now used on Yang. Faye going to run the other way as he silences Bane. Drops the ultimate, but not really going to be on the mark. It does allow Yang to survive. Now Fade just going to try to buy as much time as he can, as he does get stunned and brought down.
Hero pairings ever is the IO and the Bane. Always used for those global rotations. They're kind of doing that now. Yeah, Pycat up there real deep.
Yep, and they know he doesn't have a haunt, so no easy getaway, no friends nearby. The Blade Mail hurts.
Friends, man, like, they're so low.
He returned, has a Yasha queued up for now. Spectre still pretty far away from his Radiance. Yep,
that's a Dark.
That is a Dark Seer, and that is also a ultimate from the Skywrath Mage that kind of just tickled, but the follow-up damage certainly did more than that. CCNC now left behind. He does have an Elder Dragon form, but it's not going to do a hell of a lot. He'll be silenced. The damage is just too much. That'll make it a twofer.
They know. Look at VGJ.Thunder, though. The positioning. They see this kind of play. They're just sending this Night Stalker pipe ahead.
Zai in the backline, he'll channel the Epicenter, but it gets interrupted. A pretty decent Warlock ultimate, now the Blood Right comes. VGJ just trying to find a target to stick on. They lose DDC, but they bring down Zai. 33 almost TP's out, but they have the Yules to interrupt it.
Out of the fight.
Oh my, now Sylar though getting low.
Down.
He's going to try to run away. He's put in the Nightmare, but he is going to survive. Now they're splitting their ways. CCNC silenced, headed towards the Roche Pit. And on the other side, it's PPD getting chased down by Yang. No way to survive, and it'll be a 1-for-4, losing only the position 5 of
P-Alt, going for objectives there and forcing you into fights unless you want to give it up for free. So, the Blade Mail's still the right call, but Atos used kind of a Nightmare one end. And
Atos Nightmare, okay, that's one way for it to go. PPD now on the run as reinforcements are here. Concussive connects, and they are still going to pursue Breeze in the front lines. There's that Yule's Scepter.
Still nighttime for 2 more minutes.
And meanwhile, up top, the rest of VGJ.Thunder, they go in onto 33, and Well, we're seeing why Bloodseeker is so darn
up the Roche pit. They want to use that exorcism, knock it down. Still have the 10-second BKB. Things looking very good for VGJ.Thunder.
Bottom, Zai, and a little bit deep, and whoa! It's put by the Blood Right, and Sylar gets full classic and makes what would normally be a fairly risky Roche, especially with Haunt available. I guess they, K-ult has already been used, but still at about half duration. Here's the initiation. PPD just gets dropped by the Skywrath. There's the power of that Atos with the solo kill. Zai not going to be able to TP out. They get the Roche, and still Optic lose 2. Not quite the worst case scenario.
High HP regen, Skywrath just like, boom, the burst. Lay it on him.
The burst.
Overall, just a great hero, too.
DDC and a Haunt, they want to commit to this. Warlock, the target of choice, and it's a good pick. DDC goes down. However, they use Haunt for that. They use Elder Dragon form, and that's it. They kill the position
and
5.
There's no Roche. They don't start a fight after.
Yeah, so very unlikely they'll get into more objectives. However, that is more time. CC just gets his BKB
and everything, so Pycat, he knows his job, and he did it right there, but a little bit of luck has come in or some good scouting.
That Night Stalker, good at giving vision in that situation. I'll tell you what, this Breeze feeling a little bit safer than before, also a 10-second BKB, so maybe part of the reason why they want to commit to this. It's hard for Optic to really do much.
Oh, Zai's in the back.
They watch the Tier 3 tower fall. Zai channels the FB. This could be big! This is it, Trent! It's a 5-0 back wall! Epicenter on top. They kill 2, make it 3 straight away. This is the turn for Optic. They have not lost any yet. The Darkseer low. Freeze survives only because of the Eon Disc, but they get obliterated. It's a 4-0.
Oh, you have to do it again. Now everything's back up. You got the Haunt, you got the Epi and everything, but you need that one more, like, push you over the hump. You just bought all these new items. Don't get ahead of yourself.
Well, Haunt gets used here, and there's the initiation from CC. Another great back wall. They get 2. DDC and Fade both go down. Instant buybacks. Beans grip onto Yang. He's getting low, and he's not going to be able to survive. But on the backside, Sylar and Freeze. There's the rock. It connects on 3. Fatal bombs with big damage. CC&C goes down. Huge buybacks from VGJ.Thunder, but they are turning this fight around, and now this Spectre's in trouble. He's going to try to TP out, and he will not be so lucky. Pycat goes...
And just hitting, and he needs as much damage as possible.
So maybe like a basher, kind of
something
like
along those lines. Yeah,
type.
I feel like that would be...
Oh, smoke on smoke action here. CC&C on the low ground. It's so tense, Trent. There's the Haunt. They reveal it. Zai jumps in, catches the initiation, but Freeze. He'll use his BKB and the Exorcism. DDC gets off the ultimate before going down. The Crimson Guard mitigates enough damage. It's CC that falls first. VGJ.Thunder
still alive.
Looking okay in this fight. And they actually save their Warlock. Now Pycat gets found. It's a buyback from the DK, but he does not have the Elder Dragon form. PPD with a nice beam script from the low ground gets interrupted. They kill Fade, but Freeze is in the front lines, and he's doing the big damage. Darkseer getting low. The Eon Disc actually keeping him alive a little bit longer on the backside. And Zai with a good ultimate to finally kill the Warlock. Brings down the Bloodseeker, and the DP dies. After all that, it ends up being Optic's fight. A buyback is used by Sylar straight away, but very convinced for the Radiant. Maybe they'll grab Yang. Looks like it. PC jumps in, Blink, Dragon Tail, and it's going to be a dead Night Stalker.
And the only buyback was the one from CC, and he ends up helping to secure that last kill.
Confidently, I guess it's pretty scary.
They're going to try and force fight with the smoke, but every time the smoke pops, they just instantly taunt.
There's Zai. There's the Haunt. Immediately, CC&C jumps in. It's a pretty decent back wall, but there's the Warlock ultimate. Who's actually going to take this fight? Fade goes down first, but 3-3 goes down right after. Buyback immediately from the Darkseer to get back into this fight. Sylar's BKB is done. Freeze has lost his Eon Disc, and Pycat, he's in the front lines. He's big, he's bad, and he's beefy. On the other side, Zai trying to chase him down with that Epicenter. Freeze now starting to run low on resources, and they are just tanking this Exorcism. It does not do nearly as much as that early game, and looks like they're going to get it. Yeah, no way to stop it here. Big ulti's down. So things looking very grim for VGJ.Thunder all of a sudden.
Oh, the end one just way too greedy.
He pulls it back into the Centaur, connects with the stun. And I think they'll be able to kill Yang. There are some supports up on the high ground.
There's still 30 seconds, no DP. There's no reason to not. And they saw that Warlock, too.
Yeah, they're going to go for DDC instead. They know he doesn't have a Chaotic Offering with him in the grave. All of a sudden, that high ground gets a lot easier.
Oh, no.
Pycat just too massive right now. He still has that Aegis of the Immortal. He's all alone, but just charging up to the high ground. Happy to return that damage. With the Blade Mail. Skywrath Mage there. Did not have a Mystic Flare.
We got a Hood. You know, they have Ant.
And Nullifier going to be up next on Spectre. A cherry on top for Pycat to complete its build and become the proper carry, have the lockdown, and also the great clicks. It feels like Haunt is just a trump card in this game. You brought it up a couple times, but as soon as that Haunt comes, there is nothing that VG can do but try to mitigate the damage and spread out. It's pretty like, brutal.
You don't want to instantly BKB when it's popped, because then what if they just like don't initiate on you? They pick a different target and everything, but you kind of have to.
DPD, triple silence, but the back wall again from 33. Big damage coming onto the Dire. DDC goes down first. The rock is just a non-factor. BKBs have been used and soon to expire. Pycat still in deep. Remember, he's got the Aegis, so he's okay to fall here. Vector coming back. The Bane died in the fray, did buy back. He's already made it back into the fight. Now stun onto the Night Stalker. The Exorcism still at about half duration. Dire hanging on for now, but Yang getting low, has to retreat. They've lost the tier 3. Pycat caught by the Atos, but Manta's there.
Freeze
evaporates. Now into the tier 4, Zai goes in, they finish off the Skywrath, and this is looking like the beginning of the end here. Trent, the Fiend's Grip onto the Night Stalker, and that's it. GG! Optic take it after a disastrous game 1. They secure the series in stunning fashion.
Very well played there. Team first on that high ground defense.
Oh, like a level 5 Dagon. That's nice.
That was some emotion. I saw clap.